to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, 1 minute after 7, meeting is now open. Got quite a few stuff on the agenda, so we'll try to get through this. It's a bit warm in here. We didn't turn the air conditioner on, but I think we'll be okay. You want to open the door, or is that fine?
I was like, something's going to have to happen. Door, air conditioner, fan. Somebody wants to take a piece of paper in front of me. I don't care.
I'll set this.
There you go. No, it's going to do this.
Like I always address the council and the public, we won't take no questions from the floor until the meeting is over. And then everybody have a chance to talk if they want to ask a question or put some input in the thing we're doing. And questions, has everybody got the package, minutes, and try to report the whole thing? Questions discussing them April meetings. Y'all have a chance to look them over on the April minutes. If you have, we need a motion to accept.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion accepted, passed, motion carried. Treasury report. I want to tell you something about that too. We got from the state, from the state, we got some of that money back. We're supposed to have 27,000. We got 25,000 and $25,162.86 instead of the 27,000. So that was good. And I checked with our CPA, KLC, and everybody, and they said that money come out of an interest from a CD we had from a general funds, and we were supposed to put it back in general funds. So that's what we did. It went in the bank. You can see there on where we deposited. Any questions on that? Okay. Need a motion.
Jim, what was the 1935 right underneath that?
I guess that's just like a franchise fee or something that we get from the Commonwealth. I'm not sure exactly where it comes from. We just get one every month. It's different amounts every month, but
Well, it'd be
Is
nice
that right,
to
Dave?
send us all one, wouldn't it?
not sure exactly what it's for, but we get
Okay,
one every
I was
month.
just wondering what it was.
Yeah.
It's like road aid. We get a check. We get a check every month from them. Okay. Get a motion. Check the treasury report.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, we get to the good part, paying the bills. Check us out there, Pokey.
Already have.
Bless your heart.
Good? Perfect. See, I'm bad. I even went through and I write the check numbers by the bill that's paid.
That's good.
I have OCD. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Have a motion, pay the bills?
Motion.
A second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried, paying the bills. In under old business here, we have a filed donation to animal shelter up here on the hill. She said she couldn't be here tonight, but we get done, if we, what we want to donate, to call her and she'd come down and pick up the check. I don't know, y'all thought about that since the last month?
Yeah, I asked her that night, and I think she said, as far as said they donate 150,
250.
250?
Yeah.
Okay. But they do come down here, you know, pick up a lot of dogs and have this clinic down here. I was thinking maybe $200 wouldn't hurt. You know. That's $200.
$200? What? Bye. Okay, you want to put that in the motion?
I'll make motion to accept.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Dog donation, $200 donation. Okay. Did you send it to Charlotte? You sent it, yes, I sent it. And on our interlocal agreement we have with it, we're working up with the county, with Josh Neal. His wife's real sick tonight, and he called, he sent the contract up here. It's already been approved by the judge, and everybody signed off on it. So, you remember what we said we was gonna do from last month, money-wise?
What was the figure on?
$16,000 plus the $8,000, and he's gonna he'll be getting $24,000
Correct.
from us, yeah, Glencoe. That's a year, so it would be $6,000 a quarter.
I mean, 24,000. 24,000.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
24,000.
That's what you said.
24,000.
Well, we knew what you.
And the vehicle, correct?
I'm sorry.
And the police car, they get it too?
Yeah, police car, everything goes.
Well, we wouldn't have the upkeep or nothing on it anymore.
I just, you know, they said after 4 years, the agreement might come up again. If we give them the police car, after 4 years, it don't happen again, they have a car and we get nothing. That was the only thing that I was kind of like,
4 years from now, police car ain't gonna be worth a whole lot anyway.
this is true.
But,
It's already got a lot of miles.
Does it?
yeah.
Yeah, we bought it, we were well over 100,000 when we got it.
Oh, no, it's okay.
That's what we did to
Yeah,
new
I know
car.
they said, Rick.
That-
Yeah, I know it was.
That was in the agreement we talked about, you know, and,
Was did he say there was gonna be like an hourly patrol?
an hour each shift, and
Each
he'd
shift.
possibly be an hour and a half. I talked to Steelheart today down there, and he said, you probably see me going through town a lot. He said, we've been just trying to make ourselves notice, going through town. And so they seem to agree with it. I got the contract here,
Jim, are they saying an hour each shift or?
each shift,
I mean,
4 hours a day.
24/7.
Yeah.
so that would be, they have what, 2 shifts?
They got 3 shifts.
I didn't know they done 12 hours.
No, I think it's only three 8-hour shifts.
So in other words, we get 3 hours.
Like Josh said, it's going to be more than an hour. And they will have our substation, whatever you want to call it, right here. They can come in and do some reports for Ed's office, and they'll have a key. Josh said he's going to put a digital thing on it just for the county policemen, you know, so they can come in and out. But
That Ed will have better insurance, he tells me, right? And so
you'll have a chance to get a 401k
and
retirement.
the retirement better, and the city will probably be saving like $35,000 a year,
Yeah.
counting our gas and everything. So that's people saying we can use more the city to do something. So right now we can't do nothing. We can call the money in here.
Yeah.
And so that would really loosen us up and help. And really help Ed too. Ed's been good to us and been good service, but you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The money ain't there to a small town to
We
pay.
just don't have it.
Well, I mean, 80% of our budget goes to the police department, or better, and so that makes it hard in a little town like this. I'm sure don't want to have to raise taxes to work and.
There's a lot of things we want to do here too in town. We've got to do, just like the shelter house and stuff, which that's another meeting next month. We can talk about that, but, so. And then,
How you feel about that, Ed?
I'm cool.
Are you forward? Okay.
We can't wait to get away
Okay, we got, any comments you'll make, open up,
How long has Ed
guaranteed the job? I mean, how long, for the next 4 years, or?
Yeah, it's 4-year agreement. We're not merging, it's just an interlocal agreement. So, I guess all we need to do is vote on it, so we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to do it.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Now, I don't know exactly, I think, what is that, July the 1st maybe start, or do you know? Josh tell me you got a vacation coming, and I think he was telling me he was looking at the last of June, July the 1st.
We still have weeks.
Now, if y'all want to change it, if you want to change it earlier,
Well, he's got a school he wanted me to go to, so I have to see when that school is.
Okay.
I need to be working for them to go to school.
okay, maybe you can get back with us on it.
Well, you probably talk to him.
Yeah, he's gonna call Veronica
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna call him tonight and ask him.
Yeah.
Maybe he said he'd be home if you want to call him.
Okay, after this meeting, I'll give him a call and see what he said about it. Okay, that is passed, and, now, under old business, this warning siren, we've been trying to get forever. I got pictures, the siren, the money, and everything, and I went down and talked to Judge McFarland. I had a big, long meeting with him, or 2 meetings, but the last one was, I think, last Wednesday maybe, and he informed me that they were going to help us. And he said he's got something working, and he said if you guys can do this, I know this is a tornado season, but if you guys can just put it off for 30 days, possibly 60 days, we might slide right in there for nothing, get our siren, get everything we need for nothing.
I think we ought to wait.
I mean, yeah, because it's, and that, the one that I brought up, the siren I brought up, and I'm dealing with this guy that sells them, makes them, and he emailed me back and he informed me that after consideration and all experts and everything, the size of our town, that 10 horsepower is not enough. And then he called me, I said, well, what's a 15 horsepower? Well, there's a lot more. Then he called me back, he said, due to consideration of all the experts, blah, 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 that ain't enough. So he keeps getting higher and higher. We started out $5,300 and went up to $9,000, now he's probably $20,000. So I
Let's
think
make the pole a little higher.
well, I suggest putting it up at the fairgrounds, which ain't got no problem with it, you know. And even Judge McFarland said that would be fine, and they would do it. Argus. But anyway, he said, what we'll do, if y'all want to hold off on it for a few days, see if we can get it.
We've been without it this long.
Yeah, we've been without it, and we very likely, we might not be out nothing and get a good system. Because I think it's well worth the wait if y'all do. We got the money to buy the small one, but he informs me that ain't good enough.
Well, that's not going to be powerful enough.
He didn't think so either. But at first, well, Barry Alexander told me it was. He come over to my house and brought out all the lists and everything. We sat there and looked at it, and he said, I think that's all you need. Well, the guy, he gave me the phone number and all stuff, and I called the guy. And he just said, first, okay. Then if he researched it, he come back and said it ain't enough. Then he come back again and said even the 15 horsepower ain't enough. So I say we just wait on it.
If it reaches over in Warren County 3 or 4 miles, we need to see the Doug gives over, make a donation to it. So we're taking their fee.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion for that?
Turn that side off.
Motion to table it?
Yeah, if y'all agree to it, we need a motion to table it. Talk to, until his money comes through. Get a motion? Second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Second.
All right, we'll table the siren until we hear from Mr. McFarland. I think we're gonna hear 30 to 60 days. I think it's gonna be a positive. New business, Board of Adjustments Committee. I have got appointed the Board of Adjustments Committee and need to vote on them and need to swear them in. only one guy in here, I don't know what, he forgot about it. I tried to call him, but, he must be out, he didn't answer the phone. Anyway, appointed Mike Mullins and Jason Proctor and Dennis Duncan. We can swear two of them in tonight. Can I get a motion on the floor to accept for approval?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed.
What was that third fellow's name, Jim?
Dennis Duncan, he lives right beside of
Dennis
Mike
Duncan.
up there, that house where you get the mics.
Uh-huh,
It's right next to the school, down this side.
okay.
I was gonna say, I think we did this.
Lisa, you want to swear him in?
I need to get a copy of it, might be in that red book. I should give
Oh,
you
you
a little
don't?
bit to find it out.
Okay.
I have it with-
I started bringing mine. Didn't bring.
Give me a few minutes.
Okay. I made that out to bring, didn't bring it out for you, Alicia had one, but she did, but maybe she got it in there. It's probably in there. While we're doing that, we did get some committee reports. Okay, how'd you do on the Easter egg hunt?
I think it turned out pretty well.
Good, it did.
We didn't get to do an actual hunt, we just had it open here with, we put the eggs in garbage bags, and let the kids come in and pick out 12 eggs each. And then they, one that had the prize eggs and got the prizes.
Yeah.
We came out with $44.96 that we actually get to deposit into the bank to the good. I had a big stuffed animal that we was gonna raffle off, but I was afraid only 2 or 3 people would show up. So I didn't
Yeah.
do the raffle because I thought somebody's gonna get a huge duck for $2.
Yeah.
So I took the duck back. And I was talking to different people, and we think approximately 75 families this year.
Well, there was a bunch, I was up here. They was lined up outside and it was raining,
Yeah.
but it was a good deal.
I think it turned
was a
out
good
really
deal.
well.
It would have been a whole lot better for
Oh,
weather
yeah,
already.
it's hard telling how many would have showed up. Like
Yeah.
I said, I had people seeing me up the truck stop and things saying that, it was like 4 o'clock then, and he's like, well, we was up there at 3:30. I said, well, everybody came right at 2, and we just figured during the storm, nobody'd show up.
Yeah.
But I had people telling me they still showed up.
Well, people just thought we'd cancel it.
You're right. The other thing I wanted to say, we're talking about for the 4th of July parade in Warsaw and the fireworks and everything they have.
Mhm.
We are wanting to put a float in the parade, and we want to put a Frontier Day float in it, actually do some building, have people dressed like an old time, have them holler Frontier Days is coming back, throw out candy that has the dates of the Frontier Days, and that way advertise the Frontier Days coming back, because that's in July, probably gonna have the Frontier Days.
It'd be
in
nice
August.
if we could get Rick's old car to pull it with.
Yeah.
Bonnie Clyde
I
car.
don't know that it would pull it, but it can pull itself.
And then we also are gonna try to build a Dunkin' booth, and maybe put it down there for the 4th of July to try to raise money to go toward Frontier Days.
That's gonna be in Warsaw.
Yes, so that's the next thing that we're working on to try to get.
Okay, okay, that sounds good.
So, like I said, I gave you all the receipts of who gave what, and if you wanna know the actual donations as far as the eggs and everything, I've got copies of those too.
Do we
And-
need to send out thank you things for?
Well, the only thing I can, that or hand deliver them, the new donation sheet, I wrote on, we need their address and phone number so we can send thank you things out. I'm gonna put a thank you in the newspaper this week,
Oh, in the paper.
or next week, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, because I've got all the names listed, and something, Alicia gave us a check, and you've been wondering where that was at, haven't you, why it hasn't put it in? I could not cash it under the City of Glencoe Activity Director, so Dad gave me the $25, and I'll give this back to y'all, and y'all can deposit it into the activity fund for us to go with. And then somebody's got to give Dad back the $25.
Oh, because of the city of Glencoe, you can
Yeah,
cash it?
yeah, they said it had to be deposited into this bank account, and then I'd have to draw it back out. And I was by myself and didn't have 2 signatures, so, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Or if it's easier, I can just.
That's fine too, if you
Okay,
want to
let's do it that way.
Okay, just give Alicia back her check.
Okay.
Thank you, man, we appreciate it.
All right.
No problem.
Oh, and who do I give the money to donate for the activity fund? Veronica.
Just give that to Veronica.
Do you have an
again.
account for this? accounts or?
Yeah, the Frontier Day account, they're calling it the
Yeah, we got the
utility
Frontier
account.
Day. I think we got some money back there as Mark took up, way back when, and we got it in the, evidence room, I think. I don't think it's much, is it, Mark, if you remember?
I thought it was all counted out that night and they was gonna deposit it in the Frontier Days account.
I remember y'all having it over, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was all turned in and it was, you asked me where I'd like to have it go and I told you if y'all was bring back Frontier Days to put it into that account.
Okay, where's the money now, though?
Oh, I don't know.
Still in it.
When I left, it was
I thought
in
we
the
put it
city
in
building
evidence
saying
room.
thousands.
After the meeting, put it back in there.
I was, that's before,
I haven't seen one.
that was before I was here. I remember, I was here at the meeting, but I remember seeing y'all having it over.
I think you went in,
Oh, maybe it did.
If it's deposited, it's in Frontier.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what we
well, that's
said
fine.
to do with it.
Do you have any idea who counted out? 'Cause I don't remember
We
being
were,
open to be
it was sitting
accounted.
right here.
There was
Who was it?
three people
Four, yeah, the,
and
part of this.
Yeah,
all kinds of people was witnesses to it.
Okay.
Right
Well,
there.
I just wanna make
It was
sure.
still in the building, so I don't know where it's at now.
I just wanna make sure, you know, count for it, so we,
Yeah.
if it's in there, fine.
It's probably been deposited.
Okay.
Do you remember this?
I thought it was
I
back
remember the change we was gonna remember.
I don't have it,
That's the
Jim.
positive.
Now, I guess they done deposit then.
I think that's what we said do with it. Put it-
Then they probably
Yeah,
deposit, I guess. huh?
Yeah, 'cause I asked if they was gonna bring back Frontier Days, and he asked me what count I'd like to see it go into, and I said if they was bringing it back, just put it in there.
Okay, now we have, Rick, you got anything to add? Did you have a meeting today?
Yeah, I had the sewer board meeting. Judge exec was down there, Mr. McFarland, and I tell you, my hat's off to him. He actually backed us up very well with the folks up here on cemetery. And he confirmed that he had some monies that he was gonna hold on to until them people were satisfied and let us know. But I mean, it was really nice to have county backing. I mean, we haven't had that for years.
Yeah.
It was really nice, and he's really working hard with us, for us, so it's a good thing. I asked, which they can't, on the board I'm on, they can't extend another extension, but made mention, and Mr. McFarland backed me up on that too, is that with all the rain since we got that extension, it's done nothing but rain since, so that whole thing was a waste for us. So I'm gonna see about getting another month, and I should be able to find out something before the week's end.
Well, hopefully if we can get another month on it, that would
Yeah,
help.
I'll let everybody know.
This weather's kind of dry up maybe now.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they've actually had sections where some of the sewer on Eagle Creek had actually flooded.
Thank you, sir. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, down at Eagle Creek Resort,
Yeah, I've seen that.
they had a lot of issues.
That Debbie Tires back in again about her yard.
Wow.
Before they was up there, she said that her yard, the grass, they sowed and things, it wasn't her.
Well, half the 3 trucks loads of dirt that they bought up there is washed right back down to 127 again. You know, so that's,
That's what I told her, probably just washed out.
and so these guys are definitely, and especially with Judge McFarland there, holding the money, they will make it right. I
He will
mean,
not
it was
pay.
actually discussed in some pretty decent length today, so they're going to get it done.
So, Judge says he will not release that money until it's done, right?
Correct.
I might add too, we're still holding $51,000 for that, for them to, put those, I don't know what they call them, some kind of sensors or something in them pumps.
Pump sensors.
Grinders.
Yeah, and she told me not pay them until I hear from her. I haven't heard from her. What's her name, Crystal? I think it is.
Yeah, Crystal something or other.
But anyway, that's where we stand on that. We have, Veronica and I have been working on this budget, and we got the budget for the first reading. And I will pass it out to you guys, and y'all look it over, see if you need any changes. Or what do you think about it? Whose ours is that? You got one up here?
Mr. Mayor, is this the 2011, 2012 budget? or
Yes,
is-
yes.
When does the fiscal year end for the city?
We got this first reading, we'll have a second reading next month,
Okay.
and passing
What's the fiscal year?
July.
July?
July 1st.
Thanks.
I might add on this budget in June, I think June 30th, we have to do an actual, which we had to add another column, which we'll do that. And probably won't be done for the meeting, because it's got to be done the last of June, before July the 1st. It's got to be done last of June. Actually, what we spent. And there's an actual, and there's what we think we're going to spend. If we're under, or the actual, we're going to show you exactly what we spent. In other words, So there'll be another column in here when we get it done for that, for the next, when it's completely done. But that don't have to be done until June the 30th. June the 30th. 30 days in June, isn't it? June the 30th. Did you find anything?
I've got the,
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, we can swear, you want to swear them in there?
sure.
Mike, you and Jason want to come up here?
Office.
Yeah.
Board of Adjustment.
Committee, yeah, they'll be going to the meetings. The judge has not sent me paper on the other committee. But these are ready to go. He wants them as soon as he gets them. So I have to get hold of Dennis or something. Work them in later.
If you'll raise your right hand.
She said actually planning and
Are they
zoning.
planning and zoning or are they board of adjustments? Which
Board
one
of
are they?
Adjustments.
For
Part of Board of
Glencoe?
Zoning.
Board of
Is it for
Adjustment.
Glencoe's?
Yeah. We represent Glencoe.
Okay. You want to both state your name for the record?
Michael Mullen,
Okay. And we're swearing you in as a Board of Adjustments Committee member. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of Board of Adjustments Committee member according to law. And I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God.
Congratulations,
You're
guys.
official.
Y'all are official. I'll get the others sworn in. The ethics board, I haven't got the paper on there yet. And the judge said he'd be sending it out. And so far, he said, just wait till I get the paperwork from him, the letter.
Mayor, on this budget you still included all the police department, and that's where the most of the money is. He's going into the sheriff's department, so that wouldn't be in our budget now.
No, but the sheriff's department will.
Huh?
We
Yeah,
didn't
but
include
they're
it.
showing, his schooling, his gas and everything, and we're gonna be having that.
Where are we showing his school?
No, it's not.
You gotta look at the far right, Juju.
Oh, that's the old one, okay,
Okay.
Look all the way to the right. You've got a spreadsheet on it.
okay.
It shows the difference between last year's, actually it shows the difference between the past couple of years and this year's.
Yeah, because we no longer pay the cell phone bill.
Right.
That's why there's nothing for under 2011 and 12 for that.
Yeah, I see that.
And like I say, the June reading, if y'all gonna see any changes or anything, the June reading, we'll bring it back the way you want it. Yeah, one thing I added, there will be an actual, I don't think it'll be done by the next meeting, but it's gotta be done by June the 30th. You probably need to take this with you. Can I have sound from this? Thank you, Deb. You sign it. Right here. I need to sign it. Okay. No? Okay.
Jim,
Yes.
on Ed's, life insurance, would it be feasible for the city to keep that in place as it is and then let the city of Warsaw pay us rather than, the county? Because where he's going through that cancer and things, it may be hard for him to get a life insurance policy.
Josh said he's gonna be in the pool, and he said, there's no problem with it, what he told me. I would agree on that before I would.
Life insurance was covered
Yeah,
in there.
medical insurance and everything, because I wouldn't agree on it unless he had insurance. None of us would.
Okay, well, I was just.
Now, here's another deal. I don't know when, if you start July 1st, we're not allowed by law to pay. I think you gotta wait 60 days or 30 days for insurance. Did Josh tell you that?
No,
Josh,
I'm gonna talk to Josh.
Josh said 60 days at house.
He thought.
He said 60. So is he going to be without the insurance in that 60 days span, or are we still?
Unless he has to pay it himself. We're not allowed to, by law.
That's what I was thinking.
City's
Once
not
he
allowed.
moved from this to that.
Man, I wouldn't want to do without insurance for 2 months.
But he got better insurance and he goes over to sheriff.
Oh, yeah, he got
The
better.
idea of transferring it over.
The 60 days without it, a lot can happen in 60
Yeah.
days.
And Josh assured, when I spoke to him, that he would definitely, because that was the key when we talked about this a few years ago, is that there's no way, shape, or form that he would lose his insurance because of the cancer. Because then you can't get insurance. And he made perfectly clear that there's absolutely no way that it's already covered.
I know you've been skeptic, because I know people work through the state, 30 years out of experience I've had, but I never know the 60-day waiting period, because I worked
Now,
through
they
the
might,
state.
we got to check on him on that.
I know you had to wait 2 weeks to get a check, but your insurance went in immediately, and here have a life insurance policy too, of $5,000. And it's there, I'm looking through there, but I never did know the 60-day waiting period, unless if something came up, things changes, but.
Well, I guess Josh should tell Ed or tell us, see what, I don't see why you have to wait 60 days either, but I guess we just have to find that out.
We'll talk to him tonight and then.
Yeah.
Well, if he said 60 days with you, I'd say it's probably 60 days. It may be the difference about being in county.
No, he still works through the state department though. It's still covered by the state program. But they change policies all the time too, so they couldn't change the policy on that.
We just want to make sure when he goes, he's still got it all intact, the life insurance and medical insurance. The same thing through there also.
Yeah. I guess.
How much is he paid up now? You always pay a month at a time?
First of the month, isn't it?
Like, could we pay 2 months in advance before he quits? And he'd be covered regardless, if paid 2 months in advance, and then he'd be 60 days?
Well, see, we ain't allowed to.
If he's not employed by us, we're not, by law, we're not allowed to pay his insurance.
You might check into have him do the COBRA program.
Yeah, but he actually still employed for us, because we're paying so much money a year for the help
Yeah,
of
but the
that.
extra month we pay in advance, he wouldn't be employed.
Yeah, but he actually still, say 10% employed for us, because we're paying $24,000 a year to his, to the church property. Actually still, I think that if he paid 2 months in advance, he'd still be covered. You know, there's no law say you have to pay it 30 days. I don't think it is. You pay 2 months in advance and, huh? Yeah. I'd like 2 months in advance and let him go through his transaction.
Well,
I'm
Josh
gonna go
said,
make a phone call, I'll
make sure we
find out.
didn't do that,
Okay,
because we
thank you,
did-
Doug.
Yeah.
He's gonna find out about it.
But you have to go by his termination date too.
Huh?
Why can't he do Cobra?
Why are you terminating him?
He's-
Why is he being terminated?
He's not being terminated, it's doing the interlocal agreement.
There you go. So he's not being terminated.
Being-
The city is still paying the county a portion on an annual basis. So he would still, in effect, there's a loophole somewhere,
But
be employed by the city. I mean, you can't leave a man stranded without insurance.
Well, that's what Doug is just going out there and call and find out.
Well, but it all comes down to the fact who signs his paycheck and who's he actually employed through.
If you had to pay a COBRA, we could maybe pay your COBRA and then you just send it in. I know when you change jobs, you pay a COBRA payment, whatever it is, you mail them personally, and the city could write to you a personal check maybe, and you can mail your own insurance
Well,
in.
the city would still be paying.
Who said that?
We write him a check.
What Josh explained is you just couldn't have two public entities going for the same thing, and that's why there had to be that grace period.
I would think there'd be a date there when you leave one, you start with the other, would go right on.
Well, see, that's what I was trying to get to happen. He said you just couldn't do the two entity deal because of the waiting period.
You've got a 30-day grace period on that anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
he'd
what I
have
was
30 and
saying.
you'd only have to come up with
And
the
for
one,
Blue Cross, it is on
the 1 month.
Cobra.
Cobra.
30-day grace.
If I stop paying your insurance, you're still covered for 30 more days before they cancel you. I mean, you know, if you didn't pay it,
But all that has to be paid up.
well, I mean,
It's
you'd
not
be,
like they're gonna skip that payment and go on.
They're gonna come after
Yeah,
you
but
for the
still,
payment.
but that only covers 30 days.
But
They
is
would
it
still
still
get that
gonna be
payment.
the same insurance company? And are they gonna have a year wait period after if they do cancel it,
No.
before they'll cover anything?
It's group insurance, right?
Yeah, it's group insurance. It goes
They
right
won't,
into the
no,
pot.
they changed the law on that, they're not allowed to, for his cancer or any of that. They can't not
Yeah.
give it
Not
to
accepting.
They can't do pre-existing conditions anymore.
That's it.
They're
Right,
done.
right.
So no matter what.
No matter what, he won't have to worry about that.
Kathy, would you have a new employee come in just at the school? Do you all have to pay 60 days before they're covered?
They have to wait for a brand new employee, but if you're already in the system in the state, are you telling me the state paid this plus the other? It should be a pretty smooth flow.
Yeah, but you're not in the state system here. You know,
No,
we
the
just-
city
the
is
city has got
actually
personal insurance
paying
on
the
it.
insurance.
It's not like he's going from one county position to another.
No, the city
If
got
he
personal,
was,
right?
exactly, if he was, you would be able to just freeze that. But you're not doing that, so that's what you're about.
So a new employee gotta wait 60 days?
I don't know how many days, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but
Well, that is.
I do know about the
phone
previous
call.
one.
Well, if worst came to worst, is it an idea that maybe just change the provider's name from the city of Glencoe in his name for 2 months, and he'd make the payments to keep his insurance, is what I'm saying.
That's where it would fall under Cobra.
Yeah, that's Cobra.
Yeah.
You need to check with the insurance company that's gonna be covering him and find out how long it's gonna take, because they're the only ones that'll make that decision.
I got an answer for you.
Okay?
It's up to Josh Neal and the sheriff department, because it'd be coming out of the sheriff's budget, not the county's.
Oh, really?
It's for a place of employment.
Then the city just pays the sheriff department, be done with it.
And Josh told you they would have it covered.
I'll call him right after this meeting's adjourned and tell him you found out it's through the sheriff's department.
It's up to just whatever agreement you and the sheriff and
But see, I guess Josh was figuring the insurance company itself wouldn't cover that.
but where he's not coming as a county employee, he's going under the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
It's up to the sheriff, because it's his budget, not the county's.
All right. I'll call him, tell him we need him to pick it up immediately after I guess July the 1st or whenever we do this.
So the city will continue to pay the next 2 months for him.
Yeah, well,
I've got his phone number, Jim, if you want to call him right now.
yeah, you'll be calling
I'll
him.
give it to you. 567-1279.
We'll take a little. You ready? I think I might already have to close this meeting first.
It's big business, I would think.
Well, let me try it. Josh, Jim Nancer, how you doing, buddy? How's your wife? Well, great. Listen, we got all this done and approved and passed, and we just got to kind of stumble up here on this insurance deal. When did you want to start? The July the 1st? Right. Yeah, gave her the contract, so she'll have it. Yeah, that. Yeah, what I'm concerned, what we're kind of concerned about, he'd be without, I don't want to be without insurance, period. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Right back out. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Well, now, Dudley is here, and he went out and called somebody, and he said the sheriff's department is, it's not the county, the sheriff's department will be, could pick that insurance up immediately. Did you know anything about that? Yeah, 'cause see, he's in the, we're with Anthem, ain't we with Anthem? Anthem. Being, in like a police department going into the sheriff's department, what Dudley called somebody.
I called the judge.
He called the judge and said, sheriff's department would pick up the insurance immediately when he started.
No, he didn't say immediately, he just said that was between you and the sheriff's department.
Okay, you can do that and tell Veronica, and she's gonna call you in the morning. All right, thanks, Josh. All right, bye. He said he'd check it out, maybe it is, but you say you called Judge, and he said...
I called the judge, and he said that'd be between the sheriff and the city of Glencoe.
Now, he wanted to start this immediately, as soon as you can. I mean, in other words, I say this is, I guess, 1st of June. Yeah, he said he wanted him immediately.
Well, he needs to let
If
us
we're
know.
agreeable to it.
And he needs to let us know about that insurance.
Well, he's going, Veronica's got a contact with him tomorrow on account of this contract. She's got to type up some stuff. And he said he would talk to you about it and tell him if he can do it. If he can't do it, what do we do? That's the question.
Well, what I'm asking you is, he said evidently he's sort of in a blind spot there too, because he has a budget himself every year, the sheriff's department, and that's where the insurance comes out of for his employees.
You mean by
That's correct.
Then maybe that's why, I heard him say 60 days. Maybe that's why, because of the budget, yes.
Well, his budget starts the first of the year, where ours is July. I mean. No, I think his budget's fiscal year just like yours.
It's July 1.
Well, he told us the other day that his was January and
Now,
ours was
health
July.
insurance is January to December.
That might be what he was talking about.
Well, anyway, she's gonna find out in the morning. And I would say the next meeting in June, we would have all the answers, but I don't think we're gonna let him go. I mean, I think we ought to, y'all's opinion on it, that come back in June and if you'll if you'll pay the insurance, you can go immediately, but we'll have to work out something.
I think the city ought to work with Josh, work with Ed, whatever it takes, make sure you got insurance, till he switches over, the city needs to do that.
I agree.
So if it's paying him cash or do whatever it takes to get the job done, what we need to do. But the boy don't need to be about insurance.
Right, I agree.
So,
The only thing is, we can't by law send a check in.
What you can do though is
That's
make it a
it.
severance issue and don't mention insurance, you're giving him the cash and he can pay for it himself.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
an
won't,
idea.
it would not,
Service pay.
come into.
because he got a COBRA he can pay, all the city had to do, like I said, give him the cash, he can send his check in until he goes into effect.
Exactly.
All right, if this don't work, I guess that's what we do. Y'all agree with it? I don't know.
Alicia, you might wanna check into that.
Yeah.
Because I know I run a business, and when you switch jobs, it's up to your provider when he wants to pick you up. Like they said, he may have an opening of January and whatever the other dates, that's the only time that they'll accept new employees in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point of the matter, folks, if I can say something,
Sure.
the whole point of the matter is that the county sheriff's doing the city of Glencoe a favor, correct?
Yeah, well,
Doing the taxpayers in the city of Glencoe, saving you money.
yeah,
All right? Now, do we want Mr. Caldwell to be without insurance?
no.
Negative. So whatever we need to do to work it out, however we need to do to work it out, we need to work it out.
I
And
agree.
that's just the end of conversation.
I agree.
You know, it's just
Just
a,
got done
I
saying.
agree. The only thing we don't want to get into.
Huh?
Still wanna do it legally, though.
Because we was gonna do whatever we needed to do.
Well, if worse comes to
What
worse,
I'm saying
what
is,
about the
Anthony, we
COBRA?
just can't send
Yeah.
it in under Glencoe's name.
So if he
It
can't
wasn't-
go into the insurance in January, we could pay the January and take it off the 24,000 that we're supposed to pay the thing. If the insurance can't set in the January 2012, we could go ahead and pay the insurance, but it would come off in the money that we supposed to pay Josh. We pay the insurance.
And
it
we'll
goes in.
work it out with Josh that way.
Yeah, I mean, if the company don't step into January 2012, new
Yeah, it
employees,
certainly wouldn't be that
we
late.
could pay it every month, but it would come off of the money that Josh is supposed to be paying.
That's not gonna happen though, because Josh said that he
No,
wouldn't go without
I don't
insurance.
think. I
So
don't
that's not gonna happen.
Because when I talked to Josh, he said it would all be in
Mhm.
place, so.
Well, evidently, the whole point of him wanting him to go and start with the sheriff's department is because evidently they've got a set up date for that school, the schooling he's gonna have to
You don't
go
know that
to.
date?
And if Josh and them's done got that set up, that's why they're wanting him to go on and do it, so he's got a set time when he's gonna start.
We've got to give them a little
Actual
bit of
start.
credit. They're not going to hire somebody without thinking about their package. You know, not just the salary. They got to think of the whole thing.
Well, that was the key. The
Yeah.
whole key to this whole deal was to make certain that he didn't lose insurance because of the cancer. And then he came up with that pre-existing that no longer they can do that,
Right.
that you would be covered.
Well,
And that was the whole key.
I'd say it's fair to say, we're not gonna let him go without insurance.
Absolutely.
So some way or another, we're gonna work it out. If he can't pick it up right away, Josh won't or can't, and then we just go back to the drawing table and like Juju said or something, we'll come up with something. Take it off at 24,000. Just let Josh pay for it. Y'all agree to that? And we'll know more about it tomorrow when,
I can call Anthem tomorrow too and see what the COBRA cost and if that's an option.
yeah,
If-
try that
yeah.
too, just see what it costs. So,
Your COBRA is gonna run you around $1,400 a month.
I know it's high.
It's very high.
I paid $600 and some for my wife. She can't get on my insurance. I mean, that's Anthem because she had a problem, medical problem.
Chunk out of his own pocket too.
And, but they'll insure you, but every year it goes up, every year. They're allowed to do it. And something, Anthony, I want to tell you too about that double crossings, CSX I was talking about last month. I got a guy working on it, and he works in Jacksonville, Florida, and he's working on somebody down there that handles that, and I'm gonna try best to have an answer next. I told him all we want is double crossings where that train don't have to lay on that whistle all the way through here, because the car ain't gonna pull through that, they can't. So, he's gonna have the guy's name, and, he's done give him my number, and of course, they ain't gonna call me unless I call them.
Well, you could tell in the last few weeks that somebody's got a hold of them.
They kinda quietened down a little bit, didn't they? Well, maybe they got a little wind of it, but, and it's gotta come out of Cincinnati, what he tells me. It don't come out of Jacksonville, the crossings, so they can install them. We need 2 of them.
Are they more dependable than the ones that are on there now, like that go down and stay down for hours at a time and people have to go around them?
You can't go around these.
I know that's what I'm saying. Are they gonna be down and no train?
That's the sensors on the track that determines that.
Well, if that happens, I mean, it's happening anyway.
No, people go around them. They won't be able to.
No, they ain't gonna go around these.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
They're gonna sit there for a
you
half
just have to sit there. I mean, you gotta take the bad with the good.
I can see.
And that would also have to be done for 467 too, to try to lower the horn, you know, because they're gonna have to sound the horn for 467 also. So you'd have to have
You
a
mean the second
127.
crossing down here?
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
they
well,
got
that's
to
what
be
I
able
said.
to do both crossings.
Both crossings,
That's
that's
in the city too.
Right.
That's what we're doing, both crossings.
Yeah, I'm doing both.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about them horns.
Okay, y'all looked at the budget? Can I get a first reading on it?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading of the budget is, and the second reading will be the June meeting, and we'll try to vote on it. Get that thing in. That's been a booger in here. I can't bounce my checkbook, and I'm trying to do a budget.
That's what you got Lisa for.
Okay, yeah. I need a motion for adjournment.
Now, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute.
Wait.
I got questions.
Okay, I've been hearing a lot of concerns about the water lines, you know, and we need to look into it. And I think we ought to maybe get a committee to do it. We need somebody who will stand up and look them in the face and tell them like it is, and I like to see Anthony, he'll be ahead of it. The man that will stand there and...
That's a good idea. I got the names and the numbers of the guys you need to talk to.
We need a committee to work on that and bring it back so we can get something done. I think Anthony did a good job to head that committee.
You accepted, Anthony?
Oh, give me names and numbers.
I got them.
I mean, besides Gretchen, I got her number. But
Oh, you
give
got
somebody
Gretchen?
else. Yeah.
And that's who I've been dealing
I
with.
got her direct
And
number, man.
there's one other person. What's his name? I think I got it down at the house. Anyway, she's telling me she was going to talk to him. Her boss, I guess. And
Well, I don't think this needs to stop on a city level. I mean, if, you know, last month when I was here, you were talking about the contaminants.
Yeah.
I never heard none of that. Only reason I'm here because of water pressure, you know? And when the water pressure goes down, besides Clarence Davis, myself, and Jack Benny Courtney's old house, we're the first people to lose water.
yeah.
You know, if Bud pulls up in front of the Baptist church, cracks the fire hydrant, I ain't got no water.
Yeah. I
So
understand.
I'll be glad to be on the committee. I'll be glad to get out there and work, and I'll be glad to stir up all kinds of crap, because I'm real good at that. But be prepared, because when they come back and want the city to fork out some cash, is the city going to be willing to fork out the cash?
You mean for the? You mean for what? Some kind of pressure?
Replacement of the water lines. I
Well,
mean, you're telling me from some of the studies that you got from Gretchen that, you know, we're dealing with asbestos lines, that those lines that don't have pressure on them, that there could be a cancer-causing agent in there. What are we going to do?
Well, that's
That's file for a grant. That's $1 million project. The city can't afford that.
Sure it is.
But
I
you bring the
understand that.
information back, we can apply for a grant on your information, how hazardous it is, we can do something about it.
Oh, there we go back to who put them in. I mean, somebody's got to be responsible for that. We didn't put them in.
Well, the city of Glencoe did, yes, back in the late, it was late 60s, early 70s.
Back to water pressure, you need to talk to water pressure. Now, if they had a hookup up here at the county park, get above the city water pressure, let the fire truck fill up there, we wouldn't have a problem. We were below the city cutoff. They need to put just a thing up there for the fire trucks, and they can fill up right there by the barn or something, you know?
What happens usually if your house is on fire and they hook up the hydrant?
That's what I say. That's what they need to hook up bulbs.
But what, the thing about it, here's what you're going to get from the state. Every fire hydrant in the city of Glencoe was put in, are considered flush hydrants. They were not put in on the designation to firefight.
Right.
However, However, in the 80s when seal gas burnt, we had a hydrant or a pumper on every hydrant around East Howard and whatever that is that goes down in front of your house.
Webster.
Never run out of water. Never run out of water. A lot of it boils down to the valve up there, above Riddles,
Right.
that needs to
But they put
be
in more
revisited.
They had it up high and it was blowing water tanks and stuff, but people lied.
How many did blow?
Blowed a bunch of them. Blowed mine and everybody on that side of the river. Blowed about at least a half a dozen.
Didn't blow mine.
And
Didn't blow my mother's, didn't blow
it's
my.
set up now, when they fill the fire truck, it don't bother my pressure. It bothers this side. It don't bother me over on the other side.
So, the state rate, this is what the previous mayor told me. The state regulation on pressure in the city, any specific city, is 27 PSI. That's what Ms. Gresham has told me. Okay? If in fact that pressure ever drops below that on any person on that line, a boil water advisories need to be set. Okay? Well, when I don't have any water, when I call a number, I get somebody in Atlanta, Georgia that don't know where Glencoe, Kentucky is.
But what I'm saying, if they take the hookup or the far part and fill up there by the fairground, it wouldn't have no effect on us, because our water starts right there by the middle. That's where the city water starts.
Yeah, that's where the valve reduces it
fire
down.
trucks need to fill up above that. Put a hookup up there and above that. That wouldn't have nothing to do with the city.
What about the people that live up there? Is they gonna
It wouldn't have nothing to do with it.
No, because you got 160 pound of PSI
So
on
you
your
need a
side,
hookup
Brandon.
up there, and that's gonna fill up there, and that would solve the problem down here.
They sell the water, we get our water from,
Warsaw.
You buy it from Gallatin County.
but didn't,
You buy it from Gallatin County,
Buy it
but
from
you get your bill from Kentucky American Water. Because they buy their water from Gallatin County, and they resell it to you.
what I'm trying to get at, who's responsible for those pipes? Those
Kentucky Americans are responsible for the pipes.
Okay,
Your water comes from Gallatin County. Your pressure
Kentucky
comes from
American.
Gallatin County.
okay.
Kentucky American is responsible for everything from
I'm
Riddles
gonna
this
call
way.
Gretchen tomorrow, give her your name.
Give her my name and number. She's got it already. But
Okay,
Yeah,
then
let's
I'll
maybe
tell
you
her.
can get it to hook up there by the fairground or the fire truck.
check into it.
And you get one up there, that one had no effect on Glencoe, because you're above the valve. And they fill up there in a few minutes, first going nowhere to heal.
I tell her we made you a chairman, and if you want somebody with you tonight or whatever, on the committee for the water in Glencoe.
I'll grab the fire chief. I'll go ahead and appoint him right now.
Okay. That's
So you write Bud Webster down, and I'll
That's
appoint him
good.
right now.
That's good.
Do we need to have a motion saying we're getting a water committee and having Anthony head it up?
I would think so.
Do we need anything like that?
You want to formalize it
I'll make the motion.
again? I second it. And have Anthony head it up.
You seconded? All in favor, say aye. And Bud.
Well, I mean, you probably need a verification from Bud that he's willing to do it.
Go ahead. Just go ahead right now. Trust
See,
me.
I like him already. I mean, man.
That's what we need on our brother. And you're the man to do it. So I think that's a good idea. Now, after we adjourn here, Juju worked his butt off making.
No, Brenda's got something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm waiting very patiently for my.
3 beautiful pies in there we're gonna set out. We got coffee, pie, and refreshments, as always, after the meeting.
I had a couple of people that had approached me over the back of Ed going to the county. And this 24,000, is it coming directly out of the city fund, or you all gonna be paying out with some kind of grants of some sort?
16,000's coming out of the fund, 8,000's coming out of the state. So,
The 16 is coming out of the fund?
mhm. Quarterly.
And 18 is coming out?
8,000.
Is coming out of a
State.
state fund?
Jim, I think what they're trying to say though is the taxpayers' money going for it.
What's the taxpayers' money paying them now?
True.
And this is half of what we pretty much.
Yeah, we're gonna say around $35,000 for the taxpayers.
Okay, part of what their questions are no matter who was going to be sheriff this year, we were guaranteed a certain can give me some good answers where I can
Well,
go back to him.
check with Walton, Kentucky, check with all the cities, that's where they're going, have saved money.
Well,
Where are they paying for extra protection, if I can ask, Brenda?
I'm sorry?
Where are they paying for extra protection?
Yeah, I'm wanting to know, I'm not worried about Walton. Walton, I don't care about Walton. I'm wanting to know, Glencoe and all these other places, why are we having to pay $24,000 extra a year?
Okay, that's.
Well, one reason, if we eliminated the police department, we would lose our city rating. That's why we keep our city rating up. So that's important that we keep that, because we can apply a lot more money, a lot more grant money. That's why that we didn't merge, we just went together with the sheriff department. We get a lot more coverage. Ed can't be here 24/7. He's just a one-man game, and no way he can do it. This way we got a sheriff department here during the day, we make these rounds, we got 22nd and then midnight, all the way through. So we're getting a lot more protection, saving at least $35,000.
For 16,000, because 18 ain't gonna affect, the 8's not gonna affect anybody, right?
Well,
Right, they come down Frankfurt.
You have to realize with the money that we receive by not merging with them, we can still keep our status.
Right.
And by keeping our status, we're eligible for a lot of grants. If we lose that status, then we don't get them.
So these budgets that you all have, is the community allowed to get a copy of this so that we can see how much money we're going to be saving?
Absolutely. Sure, it's put on record.
Okay. So we can get a copy of that to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And, like I said, it's 24/7 protection, so.
Which we should have anyway, right, for the code for camera?
Well,
It can't
we
work
only got so
24
many
hours
options
or
down
something.
there.
No, what Brenda's saying is that he's going in with the sheriff's department. What she's saying is
You know, you've got a very good presence now in the county and the city of Glencoe, the state police.
Yeah, it's really gone up.
the state police.
So, I mean,
State
I don't want to
police-
step on your toes, nothing, Brenda, but this is a win-win situation for everybody.
No, it's not me. I have people that has come to me and have asked me about this
Right.
because they had thought I was the one that was on the city council. However, I am not.
Don't
Now
rock
you
at her.
text and messages.
Yes, so therefore, I am coming to try to get some answers because I'm trying to go back to them.
There's no one that calls Ed Caldwell no more than Anthony Hill, you understand? And Ed Caldwell, sometimes based on whoever it is, on what council that we have, well, they want me to work between 8 and 1, Anthony, or they want me to work between 10 and 3, or they want me to work between, you know, I'm not out at night when the crimes happen. Or, if I'm out at night, then they come in and rob people in blind daylight. You know what I mean? So, if people know Ed Caldwell's schedule, you can watch it for 3 weeks or a month and you can see it.
Yeah.
And, you know, trust me, me and Eddie, we've had our words up and down, right or wrong. And it's not all his fault. But when he's so many hours he can work a week, he can't be here 24/7. And if the sheriff is going to guarantee you somebody on every shift, every day, and I think the last time he was here, he said an hour and a half per shift minimum.
It could be an hour and a half, it could be a little more. He's gonna take time going through town, out of town. He stops in here and does his bookwork. I mean, he's gonna be in town a lot.
He says he's gonna do road checks, do road checks and everything.
I mean,
He'll be running radar.
I think it's a win-win situation for everybody.
365 days a year, no vacations, it's all 365 days a year.
Yeah, I don't want to comment about Walton don't have a police department. They don't have one, but they got a lot of new apartments up there, and they paid the police rent to move there. That's why they've got probably 15 policemen living in Walton City, but they pay their rent so their cars around and keep crime down.
That's Boone County.
Yeah, that's what Walton does. They pay these police rent to move in here. They move them all over town. That way they get police protection. But they just pay the rent. They don't have no insurance to keep it for nothing.
They don't have to pay no that many officers.
Well, they also got a substation there at the city building, and just being visible. I mean, there's a lot of county cops that are in there all the time. I go through Walton a lot.
Yeah,
and it'll be the same thing here. I mean, I think we kind of messed up by not marking our cruiser that it's a police, because it looks like other cars that are around. But if you got a county cop coming through, he's visible, he got one sitting here that's visible. I mean, I agree with him, it's win-win for the city, and I don't have nothing against that at all, you know, it's just better for our town, and he knows that.
And Ed agreed to it, Ed wanted to make the switch, so, you know, so it's, he ain't going out no hard.
Josh said if they get too tight, you know, a little bit too tight on everything, me to call them, back up a little bit. I said, oh no, let them do their job. You know, they're police officers.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna call for a backup too, they're in their own system. Who's Ed gonna call for a backup? He's gonna have to call the county or call the state, or, I mean, it's.
Well, too, you gotta figure it, like we've had Ed over here, okay? It doesn't matter, even with the county. If there's not a police officer driving through here and we need a policeman, what do?
Call 911.
We call, we get them.
Mr. Mayor, let me ask one question, maybe for my own purposes. In the past, what was the city's budget for ed services? And what was the budgeted amount the city paid? If I can make this clearer, I think. Because I heard you say you're saving 36,000. Is that really what you're saving, or is it something a little less than that, but still a significant savings?
They're looking at the salary, car expenses, fuel, but so there's a lot in the umbrella.
Ammunition.
Not just salary.
I understand.
He only gets one bullet.
Well, I mean,
Just
no,
like
you
ours.
can have
And what I'm getting at, so to make this clear in the paper is, but the city's outlay will be 16,000 a year.
Yeah. I
Correct.
think like 58,000. I remember one time counting all his gas bills a year. The gas bill averaged over $300 a month, and sometimes like close to 400. So it's probably about $58,000 a year counting his gas and school and everything, man. So,
Okay, so the city is expecting to realize close to $40,000 savings per year then, just by and getting more coverage.
Oh, it's gonna cost us 16,000, you know, and then we're done. We don't have to buy no bullets or nothing.
Thank you.
one thing I want to say about Anthony there, now he more or less employed, and when he has to go to, say, to Horton to meet, or to go all the way to the election, he has the right to drive the city vehicles on gas.
If you need to go somewhere, absolutely.
So anytime you have to go for a meeting up there.
That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. You're able to drive the city vehicle and to print the gas.
Save your money. I mean, you know, your work you did in the city, you know.
I just want to bring that up, make sure you do that and save the money.
And when that happens, the only thing, if you do that, is I keep a log in and out.
Okay.
I have one more thing.
Yes.
I am my cousin's secretary. I just have one more thing that was brought to me. So, and that was, I was told to bring it to the council about people that are standing, in the middle of the street collecting money.
Well, about all fire departments I know used to do that all the time.
I don't believe that was a collection for the fire department.
Found out it was for
Nope.
for some kind of kid's thing.
Well, the
It wasn't
thing
a
of
fire
it was,
department.
they were coming through here and they said that there was 4 or 5 that was standing on the yellow line, and they felt that it was, very dangerous, and that, they were really wanting to make their presence known, and, they felt that it was not a safe environment for, people who were driving, or for the people who were out there collecting. That's all I have to say.
Anybody know what they're collecting money for?
You should, right?
Youth club, youth
Some kind of youth.
It was a church group that was.
I have no idea what I
For their
I can't remember what it was.
I didn't know that.
I know it wasn't the fire department out there.
However,
This wasn't for the fire department, this was.
right, but I know it has.
It was deceiving because they were standing in the front of the fire department, they were holding fire boots, and the lady that's on the fire department was the head lady standing there. So everybody assumed it was the fire
I feel
department.
like that's a misrepresentation.
Right.
I stopped that.
Well, that's fine, but these people here were, you know, one of them, he happens to have friends of ours, they're saying he felt like this. And besides that, it just doesn't look good. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I mean, I live in the city of Glencoe now. I don't think it's good either, and I don't like it. That's just my.
Yeah, I was unaware of that. I just thought it was fire department because they
I
don't get much
I
money.
don't recollect them holding fire boots.
No.
Because they was
Yeah.
holding containers.
No, they didn't have no
Because
fire.
I donated it down and I donated up.
I seen fire.
Every time I see a
I
container,
donated
whether it be a
to
boot.
Because
or
I
a
got
fire
aggravated
department
because
or
we was in the
whatever.
car behind the first one that had stopped, and they wasn't donating money or anything, but we sat there for probably a good 10 minutes while they talked, and traffic was backed up almost completely to the railroad track.
Was Shonda Lee the one doing that?
I don't
That's
know
for the
names.
Church of God or something, maybe?
No, it's a, well,
I don't know, Rebecca was one of them taking that money, Rebecca and Becky and them, so I just
I
wanted to.
personally did not pass through.
But it wasn't
I
boots.
can't say, I've heard, yes, it was her campaign,
I think
but
it
that's neither here
it
nor
was
there.
her.
I
I'm
believe
just
it's
saying
more
that
of
I
a
feel
safety
like
issue than it was anything.
Right.
That
Yeah,
has
it's
been an
a
issue
safety
for several
issue,
years.
yeah.
It's a
If
safety
it gets
issue.
out of hand, the city passed an order that they gotta get a permit to do that, and set a certain date, and put up the right proper sign, what they're donating for. So if it gets out of hand, and doing it weekly or something like that, we have to pass an ordinance, they gotta come get a city permit.
And it's too late to do anything about that
Right.
now, but we can forward,
I
going
mean,
forward,
so
we can.
people could come up there in front of my house and block traffic and put a boot out, you know, I don't think so. I'm like,
Okay.
I got one more thing to say. I want to recognize Tom Davis cleaning up the schoolhouse up there. He's done a great job and on this end, and Billy Sullivan bought Boost Motor to clean that up, and so both ends of town looking much better.
He
So
sure
I want to
did.
recognize those guys that worked hard on that. That's good.
Yeah, he did a good
And I have one more thing.
Okay.
Miss Clark around there, you know who she is?
Yeah, that's one we have, reports?
I
No.
think it's the older one.
That's Juanita Clark.
She was wanting to know if, there can be anything at all done to her sidewalk. She's an old woman and it's hard for her to walk on. And when these sidewalks were fixed, hers wasn't.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I cut grass over there the other day.
Well,
She's an elderly woman.
now we get a little bit more money here, that's a goal I'd wanna see. I'd like to have a sidewalk, new sidewalk, all these, even in front of my house. I mean, they're broke all to pieces. We need them.
Yeah, her daughter come up there to the restaurant one day, I'd asked her, you know, at least put it to the council that it does need to be fixed.
Well, why don't we put that on, just in front of her house?
Yeah, it's that little house, you know where she lives.
Right behind you.
or behind you.
Oh, okay.
Miss
She's
Clark.
the one that got beat up.
She's lived
Yeah,
there forever,
right.
as long as I can remember.
The only thing is, Charlotte, we do that for one, we gotta do it for another.
I mean,
I know.
Yeah, her husband was a previous mayor, Mr. Russell Clark, right up there.
Okay, yeah, they live right behind me.
I realize, you know, that it's something that everybody would want.
You
And
tell her we're gonna be working on it, that's one of our goals,
we
really.
need, really and truly, we need to
This city
seriously
park
consider
and
fixing
sidewalks, that's our.
all over this town,
Yeah,
definitely,
absolutely.
where people it's safe from the one.
We try to get some grant money. We got road aid money now.
Yeah, she came over.
Well, you look at your budget, see what we got in there right now. We will get it. Anything else, anybody? Dougie, Anthony?
Yeah, I got two things. First, number one, the culvert behind my house, when you make that curve, which goes into Courtney Lane and then from Stevenson back up to East Howard. Years, 28 years ago, when I was on the fire department, we used to go up there and flush it out on occasion. Okay? At this point now, the ends are smashed in on it. It doesn't do no good. The water just runs over the road, down the road, over into the pasture. I would like to see the city entertain doing something with the culverts, not only that one, but throughout the city, because when it rains like we've had, you know, the water runs over the street down in front of the post office, you know, in front of Stevenson and whatnot.
That one down there behind the, yeah, that's terrible too.
If we can look into that. The other thing I would like to see is the city entertain possibly, I just see they're demolishing the house behind us. I understand that the homeowner or the property owner wants in the neighborhood of $15,000 to $18,000 for it. I would like to see the city purchase that and possibly donate it to the fire department, or go in on possibility with halves of the fire department.
I mean, a lot.
The lot, just for the fact that, you know, you could have additional parking, Be parking for the fire department, rather than, you know, possibly a single wide trailer coming in there, or something else, or whatever it may be, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kudos to the guy for tearing it down because it's falling down, but I know he has a timeline to get it demolished, and I think the city needs to keep an eye on that and make sure that he's within that timeline. And I would like to see that, you know, like I say, either come back to the fire department or come back to the city, and I'm sure Sherman would be happy with that as well.
Jim, I do have one thing. The one-call system for disasters, emergencies has been fixed.
Oh, it has been fixed.
Any of you that have not given your cell phone numbers, your house phone numbers to the dispatch, there's going to be a collection box at the general store.
It's up there now.
Put your cell phone, your name, your address, your house phone number in it, because it is capable of calling at least 3 people per household, or 3 numbers per household.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That might, it was in the paper, I think, last week. It was. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. And where's that house goes, I don't know, Anthony.
What are they asking for?
Well, again, this is through the grapevine. I heard the gentleman was asking for the lot, and once he gets it demolished, anywhere between $15,000 to $18,000. So, I mean, the bad thing about it is it's got all the utilities there that's needed. So, I mean, you know, somebody could go in there and maybe fire another mess in there that might have a tenant for 3 months, and there might be another disaster. I mean, I think it looks awful next to the city building, next to the firehouse. And if it's where the city could participate part of it, maybe the county could do part of it, maybe the fire department could do part of it. I don't know. It'd be a great training facility for them. I know the fire department does a lot of training out here on the city's apron. You know, I know they are limited to parking. We're talking about having the festival again here, Glencoe Days in the fall. That'd be a place for, you know, possibly a festival. You know, maybe a ride or two if you're going to put one up. If you don't get the park done. Maybe you're having something in the firehouse due to inclement weather. Put all the fire trucks out there. You got the firehouse open. I mean, if it's a joint effort between the... Yeah. I've been in this town all my life, folks. The city of Glencoe has never given the fire department hardly anything.
That's changing this year. I never got it in the budget.
But, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it would be a win-win for the firehouse, the city, and for the community.
Yeah.
How much did you budget for the fire department this coming year? 5,000? 500?
And that's all we can afford right now. And I gotta get approval of everybody before I can do that. But that's what we budget for.
Now, I asked this question about 4 years ago in the city meeting, and I know there's grants and grants and grants upon grants. You've got one of the best grant mans in the country right over there. I asked this question to the existing council. I said, you know, why don't the city of Glencoe get a grant and get a fire truck? The answer that I got was, we're not in the firefighting business. Now, if you can get a grant and get something for free and help your community out,
Amen.
what's wrong with doing the paperwork?
That was not necessarily the council, that was your former mayor.
Again, I said the mayor.
You said council, but that's cool.
So you remember very well, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do. But the whole lot, the people down here are going to see, a lot of things have already changed with what we got here now. And you're going to continue to see a whole lot, a lot of people talking positive, which we've never had my whole time I've been here out of Glencoe. People all over are talking the positive changes that are being made already. But it's going to do nothing but get better. But like asking for the, we got to grow some money first. You know, that it's just gone.
One of the best companies I think is that area development company get grants, and they are super good. She's been working like crazy on getting us money for that siren. It's only $5,300. She said, Mayor, if you'd asked me to get one for $45,000 or $50,000, I can get it quicker, and I can get $5,000. They'll give it to you quicker. And I can't get them to give me $5,000. And she worked and worked and worked. So I don't know. I mean, now she'll help with some grants. Yeah, we just come up with what we want to buy or what we want to fix. And I'm for them sidewalks 100%.
Yeah, the last sidewalks we put in, we put a bunch in where there never had been sidewalks before and nobody walks on them. So.
Yeah.
And now they've created,
It's like the bridge over.
now they've created a dam in people's yards that never was there.
So, but that was never the city's fault, if you remember.
Well, you're,
Right.
I'll plead the fifth.
Yeah, can you do me a favor? You, when that guy comes back over here across the street, you talk to him a couple times, haven't you?
Argus, yeah,
Yeah. Just, he's one owns it, ain't he?
correct.
Won't you talk to him about,
Well, I mean, that's why I'm not disputing it, but the last I had heard, he wanted $40,000.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now.
That was with the house on it, what was my understanding.
Well, right, but see, now, somebody don't have to spend the money to tear that house down, because there was no way to salvage it. It was gonna be another expense on top of the 40. I would assume, the way he's thinking, he's gonna want larger amounts for it now.
Larger than $40,000 for a lot in the city of Glencoe?
Exactly.
You might want to call the sheriff, because he might be.
all right, guys, anybody else got anything?
Yeah, there's 2 lights out going down Hawthorne, well, they're on and off. The one is right across from Mom's place, and then right down the road before, right down there where Dave Webster, that blue and white trailer was over the bank.
KU
There's
was
another
contacted
pole there.
last week about
Yes,
this.
was it?
Yes, sir.
There's 2 of them goes on and on.
Yeah, there
I
was
don't know
like
what's
3
going
told
on with them.
They didn't tell me, they come down and fix on one, evidently they need parts or something for the others, because they wouldn't have come down for just one pole, they evidently seen an issue
Yeah,
with the
there's
2 others you're
of
talking
them there.
about.
2 of them that's right down from each other.
So
Well, I
called
called them 2 weeks ago because the one in front of my house stays on 24/7. I said, the city's paying for that. You know, I got a little out with KU, so I called them, check it out, your eye's messed up.
Yeah.
So they've been here and fixed that. So,
At the fairgrounds, the security lights, we've been paying for 4 security lights up there now. Couldn't figure out where it was going. I contacted them back when February, told them to come get their lights off the property. I'm still getting billed for them. They said, when they got the time to come and get it, the lights, they would get them and then they would, compensate us for what we're paying. We're paying like, what is it, $180 for a month for lights up there that there is no lights.
Sounds criminal.
Our electric bill on the one would average about $20-something a month, but they're charging us on 2 different bills. What is it, $82.50 a month?
it's up there almost $200 a month.
Yeah. And I still ain't got them get the lights off the
So,
fairgrounds.
and it's all at their convenience.
Yep.
That's something you could maybe work with
That's Kentucky Utilities you're dealing with there.
Yep.
No, I mean, save it them.
seemed like somebody should be able to force the issue on that.
You go back years ago, you had your own KU man in the county that you could call anytime, he took care of anything, and now it's just like Kentucky American Water. You're calling Atlanta, or you're calling Lexington, you call KU, you're calling Lexington.
Just like local banks used to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing personal anymore.
Yeah, I went to Arlington, they told me to call Illinois.
guys, all we can do is just keep plugging at it. Y'all try to look about them lights, so you know where they're at.
Yeah, Benny, come down and give me a list of them.
Okay.
But I never knew about the one up there, thank you.
Yeah, I already
Thanks
called.
all.
Oh, you did? Refreshments on Juju, anybody?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Anybody wanna make a motion for adjournment?
Rick did, I second.
We got a person.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.